Have you ever worked so hard for something that your body literally gave out? That was me. Graduation day, May 18th, 2024. My name is Maya Chen, and that was supposed to be the proudest day of my life. I'd spent 4 years grinding through pre-med, 4 years of all-nighters, impossible exams, lab reports that made me cry, and clinical rotations that left me so exhausted I could barely stand. But I did it. I graduated top of my class, summa cum laude, full scholarship to Johns Hopkins Medical School waiting for me. I was 22 years old, and I'd just accomplished something most people only dream about. And you know who was there to see it? Nobody. Well, not nobody. My best friend Rachel was there, my roommate Sam, a few professors who'd mentored me. But my parents? The people who were supposed to be the most proud? Empty seats. I stood backstage in my cap and gown, clutching my phone, refreshing my messages every 30 seconds. Nothing. I'd texted them that morning. Ceremony starts at 2 p.m. I saved you seats in row 5. Can't wait to see you. No response. I called my mom. Straight to voicemail. I called my dad. Same thing. By the time they called my name to walk across that stage, my hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my diploma. I smiled for the camera. I waved to Rachel in the audience. I did everything I was supposed to do. But inside, I was falling apart. And then, 30 minutes later, standing in the parking lot taking photos with friends, it happened. My vision blurred. My knees buckled. The world tilted sideways. I collapsed. Right there on the hot asphalt, in my graduation gown, surrounded by celebrating families, Rachel screamed. Sam caught me before my head hit the ground. Someone called 911. And as I lay there, staring up at the bright blue sky, barely conscious, you know what my first thought was? Maybe now they'll care. I woke up in a hospital bed 6 hours later. The room was dim, quiet. The steady beep of monitors was the only sound. Rachel was asleep in the chair next to me, her hand still holding mine. A nurse came in when she saw I was awake. "Welcome back, sweetie. You gave everyone quite a scare." My throat was dry. What happened? Severe dehydration, exhaustion, and dangerously low blood sugar. When's the last time you ate a full meal? I tried to remember. 2 days ago? 3? Finals week had bled into graduation prep, and I'd been running on coffee and granola bars for weeks. You pushed yourself too hard, the nurse said gently. Your body just shut down. I nodded. I knew she was right. But what she didn't understand was why I'd pushed so hard. Because maybe, just maybe, if I was good enough, accomplished enough, successful enough, my parents would finally notice me. Rachel woke up. Maya! Oh my God. You're awake. She hugged me carefully, avoiding the IV line. Don't you ever scare me like that again. I'm sorry, I whispered. Your phone's been going crazy, she said. People from school, professors, even the dean called to check on you. My heart jumped. My parents? Rachel's face fell. No, not yet. Not yet. Like they were still going to call. Like they were just running late to caring about whether their daughter was alive. I picked up my phone. 23 notifications. Messages from classmates. Emails from professors. A voicemail from the hospital billing department. Nothing from my parents. I opened our family group chat. The last message was from me, 3 days ago, reminding them about graduation. They'd both read it. Little blue check marks proved it. They just hadn't responded. I scrolled up. Weeks of messages from me. Updates about my scholarship. Photos of my research presentation. Excited texts about medical school acceptance letters. All read. None answered. The last time my mom had actually sent a message in the chat? February. 4 months ago. To ask if I could lend my brother money for his new gaming setup. I'd sent $500. He never said thank you. Neither did she. I set my phone down and stared at the ceiling, fighting back tears. Rachel squeezed my hand. They don't deserve you, Maya. Maybe not. But that didn't stop me from wanting them to care. I spent 2 days in the hospital. The doctors wanted to monitor me, make sure I was actually resting, actually eating, actually recovering. Rachel brought me real food. Sam brought me trashy magazines and made me laugh. My favorite professor sent flowers with a card that said, "So proud of you." Rest up, Dr. Chen. Dr. Chen. That made me smile. But every time my phone buzzed, my heart jumped. And every time it wasn't my parents, something inside me cracked a little more. On the second day, I finally broke down and called my mom, myself. She answered on the fourth ring. Maya? Hi, honey. What's up? What's up? Like I was calling to chat about the weather. Mom, I'm in the hospital. A pause. Then, oh? What happened? Did you get in an accident? I collapsed. At graduation. 2 days ago. Another pause. Longer this time. Oh, well, are you okay? Are you okay? Not, oh my God. I'm coming right now. Not, why didn't you call me sooner? Not even, I'm so sorry I wasn't there. Just, are you okay? Like I'd stubbed my toe. I'm fine, I said flatly. The doctors say I'll be discharged tomorrow. That's good. Listen, Maya, I'm actually in the middle of something right now. Your brother's girlfriend is having a birthday party, and we're helping set up. Can I call you back later? My brother's girlfriend's birthday party. That's where they were. That's why they missed my graduation. Sure, I whispered. Talk later. She hung up without saying goodbye. I sat there holding my phone, staring at the blank screen, and something inside me just died. Not the dramatic kind of death, not the explosive kind. Just a quiet, final understanding that I would never matter to them the way I wanted to. Rachel found me crying an hour later. She didn't ask what happened. She just climbed into the hospital bed with me and held me while I sobbed. I'm done, I said between gasps. I'm so done trying. Good, Rachel said fiercely. It's about damn time. I threw myself into recovery. And into my future. I moved to Baltimore for medical school. Got a small apartment near campus. Started my classes with a determination that bordered on obsession. But this time, it was different. I wasn't studying to impress my parents. I wasn't achieving to earn their love. I was doing it for me. And you know what? It felt incredible. I made new friends. I joined study groups. I volunteered at the free clinic on weekends. I went to therapy. Dealt with years of emotional neglect and conditional love. I learned that family doesn't have to mean the people who raised you. It can mean the people who choose to show up for you. Rachel visited twice a semester. Sam sent care packages full of snacks and silly gifts. My professors from undergrad checked in regularly, asking how I was adjusting. I had people who cared. Just not the ones I'd spent 22 years desperately wanting. I stopped texting my parents first, stopped sending updates, stopped trying to maintain a relationship they clearly didn't value. At first, the silence felt heavy, suffocating. But then weeks passed, then months, and the silence started feeling peaceful. My mom called once, 3 months into my first semester. I was in the library studying for a biochemistry exam. I stared at her name on my screen, debated not answering, but old habits die hard. Hello? Maya. Finally, I've been trying to reach you. That was a lie. My phone showed no missed calls. What's up, Mom? Well, I wanted to talk to you about something. Your brother's getting married. My brother, 25 years old, still living at home, working part-time at a video game store. Congratulations to him. They want a big wedding. Really nice venue. Photographer. The works. And, well, money's a bit tight right now. So we were hoping you could help contribute. I stopped breathing. Contribute. Just a few thousand. Maybe 5 or 6? I know you got that big scholarship, so you must have money saved up. No. Silence. What? I said no, Mom. I'm not giving you money for his wedding. Maya, don't be selfish. This is your brother we're talking about. Family helps family. There it was. That phrase. The one they always used when they wanted something from me. Family helps family. But family also shows up. Family celebrates your accomplishments. Family cares when you end up in the hospital. They'd done none of that. If family helps family, I said slowly, then where were you when I graduated? Where were you when I collapsed? Where have you been for the past 6 months? We've been busy, Maya. You know how life gets. Too busy to send a single text asking how medical school is going? She hesitated. You're being dramatic. Dramatic, just like always. I'm done, Mom. Don't call me again unless it's to apologize. And definitely don't call asking for money. Maya Chen, you do not speak to me that way. I hung up. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. But I felt lighter than I had in years. 8 months passed in blissful silence. I finished my first year of medical school, top 10% of my class, landed a competitive research position, started dating someone who actually treated me with respect and kindness. Life was good. And then my dad called. I almost didn't answer. But curiosity got the better of me. Maya, we need to talk. No hello, no how are you. Just straight to business. About what? Your mother's sick. My stomach dropped. What? She needs surgery. Heart valve replacement. It's serious. And it's expensive. Insurance is covering most of it, but we still have a $30,000 gap. $30,000. We need you to help cover it, he said. We're family. You have to help. I sat down on my couch, phone pressed to my ear, mind racing. Part of me, the part that had spent 22 years desperate for their approval, wanted to say yes immediately. But the stronger part, the part that had spent the last year healing, said something different. When's the surgery? 3 weeks. And you're just now telling me? We didn't want to worry you, didn't want to worry me, but had no problem asking me for $30,000. Let me think about it, I said. There's nothing to think about, Maya. She's your mother. You don't get to think about helping your mother. I'll call you back. I hung up before he could argue. And then I did something I never thought I'd do. I called my aunt, my mom's sister, the one who'd always been kind to me but lived across the country. Aunt Linda? It's Maya. Maya, sweetheart. How are you? How's medical school? Someone who actually asked how I was doing. It's good. Listen, I need to ask you something. Dad just called and said, Mom needs heart surgery. Is that true? A long pause. Oh, honey, he told you? My blood ran cold. Is she sick or not? She is, but the surgery isn't for 3 weeks. It's scheduled for next month, and insurance is covering all but about $5,000, not 30. 5,000, not 30. They're lying to me. I'm so sorry, Maya. I didn't know they were going to ask you for money. If I'd known, I would have warned you. What do they need it for? If insurance is covering everything. Another pause. Your brother's wedding got more expensive than they planned. They took out a loan and can't make the payments. Everything clicked into place. They were using my mom's surgery as leverage to guilt me into paying for my brother's wedding. The wedding I'd already refused to fund. I thanked Aunt Linda and hung up. And then I made a decision. My dad called me 4 more times over the next 2 days. I didn't answer. My mom texted. Long paragraphs about how hurt she was that I wasn't responding. How she couldn't believe her own daughter would abandon her in her time of need. I didn't respond. My brother, who hadn't spoken to me in over a year, sent me a message. Mom's dying and you're too selfish to help? What kind of person are you? That one almost broke me. But then I remembered. My mom wasn't dying. She had a treatable condition with a surgery that insurance was covering. They were manipulating me. Again. So I did something radical. I responded. To all of them. In the family group chat they'd ignored for a year. I know Mom needs surgery. I also know insurance is covering all but $5,000 of it. Aunt Linda told me the truth. The chat went silent. No one was typing. I kept going. I know you need money for the wedding you chose to plan even though you couldn't afford it. The wedding that's more important to you than your relationship with me. Still nothing. For the record, I would have helped with Mom's surgery if you'd been honest. $5,000? I could have done that. But you lied. You tried to guilt me with a fake crisis to manipulate me into giving you $30,000. I was on a roll now. You missed my graduation. I ended up in the hospital, and you didn't visit. You didn't call to check on me for 6 months until you needed money. You have never once celebrated my accomplishments or been there when I needed support. My hands were shaking as I typed. So here's my answer. No. I'm not giving you money. Not 5,000, not 30,000, not $1. If you want a relationship with me, you can start by apologizing for the last 22 years. Otherwise, lose my number. I hit send. And then I blocked all 3 of them. The fallout was immediate. Extended family members started reaching out. Some supported me. Others accused me of being cruel and heartless. My grandmother, my dad's mom, called me in tears. Maya, how could you? Your mother needs you. Grandma, they lied to me. They're using mom's surgery to manipulate me into paying for a wedding they can't afford. But she's still your mother, and I'm still her daughter, but she's never acted like it. I explained everything. The missed graduation, the hospital, the months of silence. My grandmother went quiet. Then, softly, I didn't know it was that bad. Nobody did, because I kept pretending everything was fine. After I hung up, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Real, genuine peace. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't desperate for their approval. I was just free. My mom had her surgery. It went fine. I know because Aunt Linda kept me updated. My brother had his wedding. Smaller than planned. I wasn't invited. And me? I finished my first year of medical school with honors. I spent the summer doing international medical volunteer work. I fell deeper in love with someone who actually valued me. I built a life I was proud of. Without them. A year and a half after I blocked them, my mom showed up at my apartment. I was studying for boards when someone knocked on my door. I opened it, and there she was. Older, tired, smaller than I remembered. Maya! I didn't move. Didn't invite her in. Just stood there, hand on the doorframe. What are you doing here? I needed to see you. To talk. You could have called. You blocked my number. Yes. I did. She looked down at her hands. Can I come in? Every instinct screamed, no. But curiosity won. I stepped aside. We sat in my tiny living room, an awkward 3 feet between us on the couch. I'm sorry, she said finally. 2 words I'd waited 23 years to hear, but they felt hollow. For what, specifically? She looked up, surprised. For everything. For not being there. That's not an apology, Mom. That's a vague statement. She fumbled with her purse. I'm sorry I missed your graduation. I'm sorry I didn't visit you in the hospital. I'm sorry I wasn't a better mother. Better. Not good. Better. Why are you here? Because I miss you. Because you're my daughter, and I want you in my life. You had me in your life for 22 years. You just didn't want me there. That's not true. It is true. You only contacted me when you needed something. Money. Favors. A free pass to ignore me the rest of the time. Tears filled her eyes. I know I messed up. I know I can't fix the past. But I want to try. I want to be better. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her so badly. But I'd learned something over the past year and a half. People don't change because you want them to. They change because they want to. And I wasn't sure she really wanted to. I appreciate you coming here, I said carefully. But I need time. A lot of time. How much time? I don't know. Maybe years. Maybe never. She looked devastated. Maya, you don't get to fix this with one conversation, Mom. You broke something that took 22 years to break. It's going to take more than an afternoon to heal. She nodded slowly, wiped her eyes. Can we talk sometimes? Can I call you? I thought about it. Really thought about it. You can email me, I said finally. Once a month. Tell me about your life. Ask about mine. Show me you actually care about who I am, not just what I can do for you. I can do that. And Mom, if you ask me for money even once, we're done. Forever. She flinched but nodded. She left 10 minutes later. I closed the door behind her and leaned against it, exhausted. Rachel, who'd been hiding in my bedroom the whole time, came out. You okay? Yeah, I said. And I meant it. I'm okay. My mom did email me. Once a month, like clockwork. At first, they were stiff, formal, updates about family events and the weather. But slowly, over months, they got more personal. She asked about medical school, about my research, about my partner. She sent photos of things that reminded her of me. She apologized again, more specifically this time. And I responded, carefully, guardedly. I didn't forgive her overnight. I didn't let her back into my life fully, but I left the door open, just a crack. Because here's what I learned. Healing isn't about the people who hurt you suddenly becoming perfect. It's about you deciding what you're willing to accept and what you're not. It's about boundaries, standards, self-respect. My parents missed some of the most important moments of my life, but they won't miss all of them because I'm going to keep having important moments, and they're going to be amazing, with or without them there to see it. So here's what I want you to take away from my story. You don't owe anyone access to your life just because you share DNA. Family is supposed to be a support system, a source of love, a place where you feel valued. If your family isn't that, you're allowed to walk away. You're allowed to protect your peace. You're allowed to say no. And saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. For 22 years, I bent over backward trying to earn my parents' love. I exhausted myself. I collapsed. I nearly broke. And for what? For people who only saw me as a resource, as someone useful when they needed something. The moment I stopped trying, the moment I set boundaries, the moment I chose myself, that's when my life actually began. I'm in my 3rd year of medical school now. I'm thriving. I have people who love me for who I am, not what I can give them. And my parents? They're learning, slowly, that if they want a relationship with me, it has to be real. No more manipulation, no more guilt trips, no more taking without giving. Maybe we'll rebuild something. Maybe we won't. But either way, I'll be okay. Because I finally learned the most important lesson of all. The people who are meant to be in your life will show up. And the ones who don't, they're showing you exactly who they are. Believe them. And move forward anyway. Because you deserve people who celebrate you, who support you, who show up, not just when they need something, but because they genuinely care. That's what real family looks like. And if you don't have that with your blood relatives, you can build it with the people who choose you. And that's more than enough.